Mr. Speaker, sir. Sir, I want to be very specific on this cut motion. Now, the issue which is very pertinent, that is the continuous and ongoing grievances amongst the Home Guard volunteers regarding their non-payment of their wages and salaries on time. Time and again, as legislators, as representatives, we hear the grievances, and every other time it's almost similar problems, and that is that they are not receiving their wages or their salaries on time. So I think we have discussed at length in this August House earlier as well regarding this issue. So therefore, sir, I want a clarification from the Honourable Minister, because the supplementary demand sought for is for the payment of wages and salaries. So may I know for which time period the wages and salaries will be given, and whether it is just few months or for a specific financial year, this year or previous years. So may we get the details of the time period for the payment of wages and salaries. And there is another grievance as well. So it is regarding how the volunteers are being selected for the requisitioning of the police department, so that they are sent to the traffic branch or the fire emergency services. Now, there is no transparency as to how this selection of requisition is being done. So if we can get a little clarification on that, I think it will be for the benefit of this August House. And these are the few submissions that I have regarding the supplementary demand sought for. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, I would also like to participate in this cut motion moved by Mrs. Miani Dishira. So this is not the first time that we discuss this problem faced by the Home Guard volunteers. I remember when the minister in charge replied on this August House that it is not the duty of the government, or either the government is not paying them salary because the government is not engaging all of them. So, sir, we know the problem faced by the Home Guard volunteers, and when you look at their work, the nature of work, and the pressure of work that these volunteers have been facing in the duties, it would be inhuman on the part of the government to shirk the responsibility and not take this issue seriously. So I've been requested every time, every 4-5 months intervals, that these volunteers are not getting regular payment, whatever we say, wages or salaries. So you imagine those volunteers who are working as traffic in all over this road of Shillong. Most of them, they are coming from rural areas. They have registered as volunteer in the Home Guard. So how do we expect that they will survive with wages of 600 a day? They have to rent a house, they have to spend on food, and they have to also support their families. This is, I feel, that the government should intervene, sir, to ensure that the service that they have given to the state, to the people, should be at par also with their wages, sir. That is number one. Number two, sir, I was also told that they never get any holiday. Once they take holiday, their wages will be cut, will be deducted. That is also another area that we need to look in, sir. Therefore, sir, I feel that as workers or as employees, they are being deprived of the rights to enjoy or avail holidays. Sometimes they get sick, but they will not be spared. Their salaries, their wages will be deducted. So, sir, I feel that the government should also take care of these volunteers, who have been requisited and employed by these organizations. There are many organizations who have engaged as, franchisee, and these organizations also needs to understand. I think the government will have to intervene and ensure that these volunteers are treated as human. They are taking advantage because of the lack of employment. So these people are forced to stay in the job that they are now because there is no other opportunity. Had it been that there would have been other opportunities, better opportunities, they would have left. They would not remain in this job. So even the volunteers requisite with government departments, like fire service, even in the Assembly Secretariat, they are complaining, sir. They are complaining. So I really feel that we have to take this matter seriously and ensure that their wages or salary should be paid regular every month. That will be the positive step that the government can take. The government can also convene those organizations where they have outsourced, who have managed to get the tender or to qualify for the tender, that they should consider the problem of these volunteers. So with these few words, sir, I support the court motion moved by Mrs. Miani D. Shira.
Yes, Dr. Mukul Sam.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I also rise to support this cut motion moved by Honorable Member from Ambati, Srimati Miani D. Shira. The mover has flagged a very important point in respect of the mode of appointment, mode of selection. Now, Mr. Chairman, sir, we are all aware that we are all guided, and particularly the authorities under the government are guided by constitutional provisions and the laws which has been enacted based on the mandate and requirement of the Constitution. Now, the Article 14 of the Constitution of India gives equality for everyone, for every citizen. Then the Article 16 of the Constitution of India provides, rather mandates the government to ensure that there is an equal opportunity for job. And if we look at the analysis of the intent of Article 16 of the Constitution of India, then the intent is to ensure that there is no arbitrariness. There should not be any arbitrary appointment, meaning that lack of arbitrary in the process of appointment. So here, this is the best example in the state where there is arbitrariness in the process of appointment. Now, Mr. Chairman, sir, recently I was confronted by these affected volunteers who were appointed by the and deployed for traffic responsibilities in East Garoils. They were laid off. Then they were again re-employed. And in the process, who were already employed earlier were displaced by somebody else. So what was the intent? The people who were already recruited by whatever procedure they have adopted, and subsequently, after a certain period of time, they were all released that they are not needed anymore. But within 3 months, there was another recruitment. So that means it was with a predetermined malafide intention to release others and displace them from the existing job and get somebody else. I demand that this must be taken note of and taken cognizance of, and the government must have an inquiry on it. It may sound very dismal, but small things matter for our youth who are running from pillar to post for the jobs. We know, all of us elected representatives, the first issue revolves around the issue of our youth waiting and waiting to get into the spaces of job available, both in the government and outside the government. And another aspect is, again, very crucial. These volunteers for the traffic duty, suddenly recruited, not properly trained, and the resultant, the outcome, the end result we know. So I submit before this August House through you, Mr. Chairman, sir, that more and more training to acquaint them, because these are all, a certain kind of not only knowing the traffic rules, but also comes with a practice. We have seen how some of the traffic polices were actually celebrated for the way they manage traffic. I remember one of the traffic police of National Capital, Delhi, who was, when he retired, there was a news article carried at the national level. In fact, even the electronic media carried his story and how people started missing him after his retirement. So, from that angle, what I'm trying to corroborate is that how our traffic management is. Have somebody, get them trained, and let them off, then bring again, let them off, and bring again. How are we going to have an efficiency? So, Mr. Chairman, sir, this is something which must be because of the some kind of disregard to the provisions of the Constitution and the responsibilities of the authorities which is vested upon them to ensure the mandate of the Constitution while performing their duties. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, I am sure government will take cognizance of these and ensure that these are not repeated. Another part is the fire services. Now we know how, as global community, we are confronted by this challenge. Look at what happened to California, Los Angeles. Look at what is happening in the Southern Europe. Look at what is happening elsewhere. The impact of climate change. It's not just the fire disaster because of the usual whatever factors lead to any fire accident. But there are other factors, new factors, which is beyond the control of mankind. So therefore, the need to have an effective trained, well-trained man and woman to take responsibility of firefighting has become necessity. We cannot play with the life of people. Untrained people go. How many trained people are also becoming victim while fighting to douse the fire? So this is something which should take, this should draw the attention of the government about the seriousness of the job, the kind of job. the kind of training that is required, and the wherewithal which should be given to them. I was referring to the change of building bylaws. During our time, we disagreed to go beyond ground plus 3. For whatever reason, then subsequently after the change of government, ground plus 5 has become the model which is approved under the building bylaws. You have ground plus 3, your next neighbor is ground plus 5. But the fact is that in a hilly terrain, when we have this kind of disaster, a fire accident, it is going to be utterly difficult for the firefighters to deal with this challenge. All these things should have been taken care of. No setback, nothing. And the terrain, one house is in a higher elevation, another one in a lower elevation. It's utterly impossible. Therefore, we will have to equip the fire department in a befitting manner with the kind of equipments which may be costlier. Otherwise, we're going to have problem when we will be silent spectator, we will be helpless. We'll be fighting, but we'll not be able to achieve the objective. So with these few words, I would like to draw the attention of the government that let us look at these challenges. Let us prepare that the department is tasked to review its preparedness, its capability, its competence. I am sure they must have done, but it will require effective support from the side of the government in respect of the policy, in respect of the complete determination and the fund. So with these few words, Mr. Chairman, sir, I support this cut motion and resume my seat.
Yes, Mr. Rupa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. I raise to support the motion, cut motion moved by Srimati Miani Dishira, Honorable MLA Ampati. These home guards, they actually fill the gap in the shortage of manpower in the police department and in providing the emergency services. But as stated by the Honorable LO in this August House, that they are not being provided with the proper trainings to manage the traffic and other emergency services, like in fire and emergency services. It has been reported, it has been complained to me with some of the home guards themselves that they are not being provided with the proper training to deal with the emergency situations. And sometimes, if they are not provided with the proper training and they are put into traffic management without being provided with the trainings, it puts the very system of the traffic management in jeopardy. So I would like to draw the kind attention of the concerned minister to look into this concern. And another concern which I would like to put forward in this August House is, yesterday only I got some messages, and even in the YouTube, in our Meghalaya Legislative Assembly Channel, some of them were commenting why our MLAs are not taking up the issues of home guards. And some messages came from Garo Hills also. The home guards who are engaged in fire and emergency services, yesterday only they sent me the message. They have not been paid with 4 months' salary. So it should be taken very seriously, sir, because fire and emergency service is a very important department in which they are engaged and they are filling up the gap of the shortage of manpower. So with this few submission, I resume my seat. Thank you.
Now, I will call the minister in charge to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. At the very outset, I would like to thanks the Honorable MLA from Ambati, Srimati Miani Dishira, and also the Honorable Member from Nongkrem, Mr. Aden Miller Basaumoit, and Honorable LO, Dr. Mukul Sangma, the MLA of Songsak, and also the Honorable MLA from Dadengre, Master Rupa Emrak. Sir, let me explain regarding this problem of the Home Card volunteer face from time to time. Sir, I am grateful to the Honorable Member from Ambati, Srimati Dishira, for moving this court motion and thereby giving this Akos House an opportunity to discuss the grievances of Home Card volunteer requisitioned by the police department for deploy in traffic and fire emergency. Sir, on the compendium of instruction, the Home Card organization in India was first raised in Bombay as a voluntary organization to assist the police in controlling civil disturbance and communal riot on 6 December 1946. Subsequently, this concept of voluntary citizen force was adopted by several other states as an auxiliary to the police for maintenance of law and orders and meeting emergencies like flood, fire, famine, etc. Ultimately, in the wake of Chinese aggression in 1962, the government of India advised all the state and union territories to merge their existing volunteer organization into one organization called as Home Card, which would be voluntary both in concept and character. The primary role of Home Card is to serve as an auxiliary to the police and assist in maintaining internal security, assist the community in any kind of emergency and air raids, a fires, a flood, an epidemic, and so on. Organize functional unit to provide essential services such as motor transport, pioneers and engineers, group fire brigade, nursing and first aid operation of water and power supply installation, etc. Promote communal harmony and assistance of administration in protecting water section of the society. Participate in socio-economic and welfare activities such as adult education, health, hygiene development scheme, and such other tasks as are deemed useful. As stated in Chapter 110 of Home Card Compendium of Instruction, Home Card is a voluntary organization and almost all rank up to company level are volunteers. Only a small number of full-time paid staff for training, command and control in enterprise at city, town, district and state level. The Home Card volunteers are trained in district training center, in drill without arms, weapon training, fire discipline and civil defense training like firefighting, rescue, first aid, flood relief, etc. With an objective to raise a voluntary citizen and organization to serve as auxiliary to the police, to assist in maintenance of law and order and guard duty, and to help the community at any time of emergency, such as air raid, fire, flood, landslide, etc. After the completion of basic Home Card volunteer training, the volunteers are engaged with various requisitioning agencies, which include government, private agencies, to perform the duty assigned to them, and also with the state police for traffic duty in Shillong, Juai, Tura, and Nongstoin. And there is no in East Karawil, William Nagar. And also in the fire emergency service. The Home Card Civil Defense Organization have over the years rendered yeoman service to society. The department has played a significant role in the responding to various emergencies, such as occurs due to natural calamities like flood, landslide, cyclone, etc. Apart from assisting police in law and order situations, the department has also conducted various awareness programs and training courses related to disaster management to the general public and to the school and colleges students. It may also be mentioned that the State Disaster Response Force, SDRF, has been actively engaged in responding to disaster over the year and have saved many lives and property in their professionalism and indicated service. In order to ease the traffic congestion in Shillong, Juwai, Tura, and Nongstoin, the Home Guard volunteers are engaged by the police department to assist them in traffic management. In addition, Home Guard volunteers have also been requested to augment the manpower of fire emergency service in Eastern and Western Range in the capacity of driver, firemen. It may be stated there are a total of 1075 volunteers requisitioned by the police. Out of this, payment of 165 numbers of home guards volunteer is paid by our department. It may be stated that they have been received their duty allowance regularly since this department has dedicated head of account for the same. This is not the case in the police department, which does not have a dedicated head of account. Hence, the delay of payment for the remaining home guard volunteer whose salaries are disbursed by the police. With the aim of resolving the long-pending issue of the late payment of salary of the home guards volunteers whose duty allowance is borne by the police department, an emergent meeting was held with the Deputy Chief Minister in charge of Home Police, where it was decided that henceforth payment of duty allowance of said volunteers be taken over by Home Guard and Civil Defence Department. These Home Guard volunteers were deployed at various locations, and this has indeed helped to streamline the flow of the traffic and also to ease the congestion to large extent. Also, Home Guard volunteers are engaged by fire and emergency service to augment their shortfall of manpower. Finally, I would like to state that the supplementary demand is proposed amounting to rupees 16 crores 56 lakhs 27,681 only to disburse. For payment of duty washing allowances to the Home Guards volunteers deployed with the Meghalaya Police for traffic duty at Shillong, Juwai, Tura, and Nongstoin, and also those deployed with fire and emergency service, Western Range up to the month of February 2026. Since the budget allocation of rupees 3 crore 56 lakhs 71,000 is insufficient to meet the expenditure and the supplementary demand. For payment to Mrs. M.S. Indranush Lukno, the firm which conducted the transparent recruitment process during the recently conducted recruitment drive in the department, since the budget allocation of rupees 4,50,000 is insufficient to meet the expenditure, an additional amount of rupees 67 lakhs 89,609 is required to make the payment to the firm. I hope that honorable member is satisfied with the reply and request him to withdraw the motion. Sir, regarding this late payment of the Home Guard volunteers who deployed by the police department, you see, the police department, they didn't have the dedicated head of account. That's why after the emergency meeting called by the Deputy CM, the decision was taken and handed over to the Home Guard department. By the next future, I think, the salary of the Home Guard volunteers will be paid timely. And also regarding this recruitment process. You see, regarding this recruitment process, we don't have the recruitment process in our Home Guard department because when the police department, they need that manpower, they send a letter to the department, then the department, they send the numbers of those Home Guard volunteers who qualify, who pass the training, then they send to the police department, then the police department, they deploy. We don't have the recruitment process till date in our department. I think maybe for the next future, the department will be streamlined all this problem we face. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Chairman, sir, I would take this opportunity to just simply supplement. This is because sensitive issue, sir, because my constituency also has a large number of the volunteers, sir. So they have been meeting me every 3 months, as mentioned by some of the members. Honorable Minister has replied that these volunteers, the payments for them were not under any head, because they are volunteers and they've been given to the police department, traffic department, to then be deployed. So therefore, since there was no budgeted amount, therefore every quarter an additional amount had to be earmarked for this, and either through advance from CF or SD or other reappropriation, the funds used to be made available. So it became quite a complicated problem for us. So in the recent meeting that was held by the Deputy Chief Minister along with the Minister in charge, they decided that the police department will now go ahead and do this. And hence, in fact, this action is now going to ensure that the salaries are paid on time. And therefore, we are initiating this entire process of having this SD. So this SD is now going to help us to ensure that the salaries are going to be met on time. So that's number one. So number two, I also want to just clarify that this particular post, which we are calling a post, actually, it's not a post, sir. We have to be very clear. These are volunteers. The whole concept is you're volunteering to come and serve. And the Home Guards department keeps these volunteers, they train them regularly, and as per need basis, the different departments, whether it's the traffic, whether it is the the fire service or the revenue department, they use the services of these volunteers for whatever necessary activity that is there. So in this case, the traffic and the fire service. So it must be very categorically clarified that this is not a post. So we should not compare this to a traffic police post, should not compare it to any other post. So these are volunteers. And hence the process that Honorable Minister has mentioned, that there is no process as such, sir. Because there are volunteers, and hence the department, based on the volunteering of the individuals, they come, they volunteer, they're taken up, and their names are recommended, sir. So it's a very, very clear process, simple process. Obviously now numbers are large. So as Honorable Minister has said, maybe we will need to now look at a process in which we will give preference to certain people based on maybe their seniority or the thing. Those aspects we can examine, sir, now. And Minister has said that we will examine. But as I said, the entire concept was on a volunteer basis. So the question, as I said, of recruitment, selection is not the same as any other department, sir. So that has to be very, very clearly noted. But I think, as mentioned, now that we have got large number of volunteers, maybe we will have to require, and we will look into it, and we will see how we can streamline that process. And third point, last point, sir, is the process of the training. And again, as we mentioned, sir, these are volunteers. They have been given basic training of basic activities. They are given basic training in terms of even the requirements in terms of traffic or fire service, which of course is done on a very, very small scale. It's a briefing, it's a very basic training that's done. And as again mentioned, sir, because these are volunteers, they are not like employed in terms of recruited in terms of, like a traffic police or a trained personnel. They are volunteers, and hence there is no training module that is specifically there that it have to be done in this manner. But as I said, the suggestion has come, and Honorable Minister has also suggested, and suggestions taken from all the members. All these things can be looked into, and we'll definitely examine these in the positive manner. But I thought that I'll just make these 3 clarifications very clear, because these were the main concerns that were raised by the honorable members. And again, as I said, we are very much aware it's because of the budget head that we are not able to pay the salaries on time, because there was no budget head for it. We had to reappropriate every quarter for it. But now we have created a system where now the money will be given to them through a particular head. Hence, the SD is required, so that from now on, the salaries will be clear. I hope that, I think up to March, I'm told, up to March 2026, the SD is now going to ensure that the salaries will be paid on time.
So that is the reply. May I know now the mind of the mover of the cut motion, whether they will withdraw the cut motion?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to thank the Honourable Minister and Honourable Chief Minister for the detailed explanation and the clarification. So I would like to withdraw the cut motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Since the mover has withdrawn the cut motion, now let me put the question before the House. The question is that grant number 11 be passed. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against say no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is carried and grant number 11 is passed.